I want you to imagine something. Imagine that just before you were born, you were given a choice. A voice appears and says, "You can design the world you're about to enter. You can shape the economy, the political system, the social rules. But there's one condition. You don't get to choose who you will be inside that world. You don't know your race. You don't know your gender. You don't know your intelligence, your health, your family, or your country. You simply reach into a barrel, pull out a ball, and that ball becomes your life. That is what I call the ovarian lottery, and I won it. I was born in America. I was born at a time when capitalism rewarded the skills I happened to have. I was wired in a way that fit the system I landed in. But let me be very clear. Luck may determine where you start. It does not determine where you finish. I have seen people born into privilege waste every advantage, and I have seen people born into hardship build extraordinary lives. The difference is not IQ, it is not talent, it is not even opportunity. It is their operating system. Most people drift through life. They react, they follow trends, they chase approval. They never design anything. If you live by reaction, you become a product of your environment. If you want to win, you need rules. You need principles you refuse to violate. Over my lifetime, the most important investments I made were not stocks. They were decisions about how to live. Today, I'm going to give you 5 rules. Not shortcuts, not tricks, but foundations. If you follow them, I cannot promise you billions, but I can promise you something better. You will not live with regret. Let's begin. Rule number 1, subtract before you add. We live in the richest time in history. More information, more opportunity, more tools, and yet more anxiety. Why? Because people are drowning in options. They believe success comes from doing more projects, more commitments, more goals. That belief is fatal. Success comes from elimination. Years ago, I asked my pilot to list his top 25 life goals. Then I asked him to circle the top 5. He assumed the other 20 were secondary priorities. I told him no, they are your enemies. Not because they are bad, but because they are distracting. Good ideas are more dangerous than bad ideas. Bad ideas are obvious. Good ideas are seductive. You only have so much energy. If you spread it across 25 goals, everything moves an inch. If you concentrate it on 5, they move a mile. A magnifying glass only creates fire when it holds still. You must prune your life. Busyness is not progress. Motion is not movement. Make your list. Cut it down. Be ruthless. Kill the good so the great can grow. Rule number 2, live by the inner scorecard. My father taught me this early. There are 2 ways to live: by what others think of you or by what you think of yourself. The outer scorecard depends on applause. The inner scorecard depends on integrity. Most people live for approval. They choose careers for prestige, buy houses for status, make decisions for applause. If your self-worth depends on public opinion, you are permanently unstable. During the dot-com bubble, everyone around me was getting rich overnight. I was criticized for not participating. They said I was outdated, behind the times, finished. But my inner scorecard said the math didn't make sense, so I waited. And when the bubble burst, I was still standing. The inner scorecard gives you independence. It lets you sleep at night. Before you make a decision, ask yourself, if nobody knew about this, would I still do it? If the answer is no, don't do it. Build your life on internal standards, not external noise. Rule number 3, stay inside your circle of competence. You don't need to understand everything. You only need to deeply understand a few things. I say I don't know more than most people, and it has saved me billions. In baseball, you must swing when the ball enters the strike zone. In life, there are no called strikes. You can let opportunity after opportunity pass by. You wait for the pitch you understand. Then you swing hard. The size of your circle does not matter. Knowing its boundaries does. Arrogance ruins smart people. They assume intelligence transfers everywhere. It does not. Define your circle, respect it, stay inside it, and ignore the noise outside. Rule number 4. Protect your reputation like a fortress. Intelligence and energy are valuable. Without integrity, they are dangerous. It takes decades to build a reputation. It takes minutes to destroy it. Before any decision, apply the newspaper test. Imagine your action on the front page, your family reading it, your children reading it. Would you feel proud? If there is even a trace of hesitation, stop. Trust reduces friction in life. When people trust you, doors open, deals move faster, problems resolve easier. Integrity is not moral decoration. It is economic power. Guard it relentlessly. Rule number 5. Play the long game. Compounding is the most powerful force in life. Not just in money, in knowledge, in relationships, in health. Most of my wealth came after age 50, not because I became smarter, but because time did the heavy lifting. People focus on starting capital. They focus on high returns. They ignore time. Time is the multiplier. Compounding is boring. It requires patience, consistency, endurance. Most quit during the flat part of the curve. That's where separation happens. If you read daily, learn daily, invest consistently, build trust daily, it compounds. Small actions, repeated long enough, create extraordinary outcomes. The key is staying on the hill. Keep rolling the snowball. And now the final test, the obituary test. At the end of your life, what will matter? Not the titles, not the headlines, not the applause. What will matter is who loved you and who you loved. Money gives you options. It cannot buy love. The only way to receive love is to deserve it. Reverse engineer your life. Imagine your funeral. What do you want said? Write that version, then live it. You have already won a lottery by being here, by having access to knowledge, by having the ability to choose differently. Do not waste that ticket. Choose your 5 priorities. Live by your inner standards. Stay inside your circle. Guard your reputation. Play the long game. And build a life that when it ends, leaves no regret. If this conversation challenged you, subscribe. If it gave you clarity, like this video. But more importantly, act. Because the world is full of people who know what to do. It belongs to the ones who actually do it. That's all.